The first thing is going to be identifying the portal type and the user. Right? So that is what we are going to do here. Right? So we are identifying the type of the user. So what is the role? Is this portal specific to the end user or for the developer? Now, how can I decide this? So this is decided based upon the updation of rules. If you have this particular operator or this particular user to update a lot of rules in your application, you would choose the role as a developer, right? Or if he is just using your application or he doesn't want to make any changes on the rule level, right? So that's where the role is going to be just the user role. Okay. Similarly, when you see the second option is going to be the type of the portal. Is it going to be a composite type or a custom type? Okay. So composite type is where you can deal with your sections and your layouts. Okay. So by default, generally, the type is set to be composite type to make the best use of this harnesses and the portals. This is what we were talking about. Inside the portal, you will have the harness. Okay, and we also know that there is something called as a skin rule, which reflects the entire UI of your application, right? So now you can decide whether your portal has to reflect that particular skin or whether you would like to use another skin as well. So you can decide that on the portal. Okay, so are you just going to use the default skin, whatever is on the application, the same as applied on the portal? Then you can go for this particular option. Or other, if you want different representations or different UIs for different portals, then you can decide what is going to be your skin role. So that accordingly the portal would reflect this particular skin that you are using. Okay, so it's completely part of the user experience. I mean, like how the end user is going to react to your application. How does he look your application would depend upon the skin role. Right? Okay. Now, this harness. Inside a portal, we have something called as a harness. Now, what is this harness about? So, harness is going to it's going to have a set of things, or probably an organized way of how your portal is going to look like. For example, now this is the harness we are looking at. Harness is probably, you can say, an organization of a set of theme layouts. Right? So inside a harness, you have is layouts. Here, I can see a set of sections have been embedded in here. So let me open this. We'll see what do we have here. The harness, you have a screen layout inside which you have sections here. Right? And then once you reach the sections, we know how the hierarchy goes. Right? You will have some controls inside it. Some tabular representations could be there. Some dynamic layouts could be there. Right? You can have controls which are mapped to specific properties. So that's how it goes. All right. So if you want to create a new portal, or probably entirely the new hierarchy if you want to create, to start with creating a portal, then create the appropriate harness, create your screen layouts, then create your sections. So all that we see on the case manager portal. Let me just launch one. So on the case manager portal, I see a lot of things. I see a header. There are some menu options on the left, right? And then I can see all my work list and all the appropriate work queues. Then I can see some widgets. Right? So all these are like this because they are designed it on the harness, or the screen layout is designed to accommodate these particular sections. So now, how's the hierarchy going? So we started off with the portal on the access group. Portals have harnesses. Harnesses have your screen layouts. Screen layouts have sections, and then sections can have your dynamic layouts, controls, and a lot of other things. Right? So now we know, like, in order to customize the portal, so what should we look at? Right? So let us just go back. So obviously the first step is identifying the user and the portal type. Fine. The second step is going to be